Hello, am I live? Oh dear, here we go already. Nothing working. Hello. Am I live? Somebody say something, please. Oops. So, well, I guess I'm live and nothing is working. Well, hello everybody. So good to see you all. Very nice. I had to switch to my phone because it didn't work on my tablet. So, but here we go. Okay, loud and clear. Well, hi Anton, Mary, Douglas, Hayden, Judith, Rick. Who else? Future, Trisha, Shannon. Well, thank you, and Warrior Princess too. Hello. Well, so good to see you. Okay, let's do this. As I said, I wanted to talk about healing herbs, not that herb, just to, I know your fantasy is probably going to the gutter here. So, but in order to start my little series, I wanted to start for beginners, like about the ingredients of herbs, which I find is very important. So, and before all that, I just want to say I'm not a certified herbalist or doctor. I never went to school, and these are all just suggestions, right? And I'm just, I made my own experience with herbs, and I've practiced that for 15 years. And what I do is I not only mix herbs for like colds or physical illnesses. I always talk to the people and I try to find out what else bothers them, because body, mind, and soul, I think they're all combined, right? So, and that's why I believe herbs and plants and trees, they have their own little spirits that help us as well or give us messages. Hi, Lisa. Oh, thank you, Judith. Oh, you guys are so nice. And just saying, I don't know how that works to give people a wrench, so I need to set up my computer again. I thought I can save some space and use my tablet, but that's not working. So hi, Amanda. Anna, hi. Okay, so as I said, I find it's very important, not only the ingredients, but also the spirit of the plant, that this works together. Because I also smudge herbs, right? Like little incense that I combine with raisins on everything, but that's another thing. So I want to start about the ingredients. I made some notes, and I apologize if it's right, because I had to translate it into English. So, which is hard for me. And I'm not mentioning all the ingredients because this is not like a doctor school here, right? We're not getting a degree here. So I'm just mentioning like the most important ones. So for once, and this is like for almost every herb, right? So let's start with saponine. I hope I say that right. This is something that was used to make soaps back in the days as well. It has ingredients, like it's very slimy. So if you have a herb that has that ingredient, you don't want to put it in your eyes. No, not good. So, but it helps to absorb other ingredients. Like you want to use plants that have that ingredient in your tea, because it helps to absorb the ingredients. So, and if this is all too boring, you just tell me and I will just go straight to the thyme. But I thought that might be something important to know if you start with herbs. So, yeah, I do have so many friends here. This is beautiful. Hey, Sunshine. Nicole. I'm sorry if I don't see anybody. Hey, Brian. Yeah, and I just gotta say I'm nervous too, right? That's my first solo, so I think I'm excused for mumbling and all that. So, Lee! It's the Germans, not the Russians. Okay, I mean, if interested, then, you know, you still can go back to the video and make notes. I hope I'm recording that video. Don't ask me, my first show. So then there are also flavone. It's Flavone. That ingredients is like very like antibacterial, and it's also good for cancer prevention. It will not heal cancer, but it can prevent, or you know, and it's good for your blood pressure of high or low, for your liver, and it cleans, I hope I'm saying that right, not only not cracking up, it cleans the free radicals out of your body that are not good for you. I hope I'm saying that free radicals, I'm not talking of the radicals, I'm not saying free the radicals, I mean free radicals, right? So, okay, and then of course we all know the essential oils, like most of the herbs, they have all the essential oils. So, so they're also very antibacterial or good for fungus or for your metabolism, right? And it doesn't matter if you have it in a herb, or we all like to use our essential oils outside, you know, to burn them and smell them, and we know how much they help. So what else would be interesting, because it has too many and that would be too boring to, you know. Then we have bitter suppressors. They stimulate your tummy. It's a stimulate for your tummy and for your spit. So, and it's good, like, you know, if you feel sick, if you ate too much, you know, you like a little herb liquor, which is mostly the reason why, even though I like liquors anyways. And I think we just leave it for that for now, because it's too much, but those are the most important ones. And also mucilage. I know I said that so wrong, but I have no one to talk to. It's Mucilage. Just saying, eat ice cream. Yeah. Okay. So, and those ones are good for, you know, if you have stomach pain, it's it gives you the lining for stomach pain, or even if you have a bronchitis. So, and I'm not gonna present, like, I'm not getting into the real healing herbs yet that are outside our kitchen. I thought I'd present one for the beginning that mostly all of us have in the kitchen, right? So I want to explain the usage for what we have in the kitchen already that we cook with, because that's how I started, and later on you get into the other stuff. But for that you should know a little more about plants and the ingredients, because it's medication, right? And you shouldn't mess around with that. So, and that's why I start with the kitchen herbs, which everybody has and everybody can afford. So, because unfortunately, those real medical healing herbs are not really cheap, and I even order them from Germany, because most of them I can't grow here because of the climate. So, but I like it, and I like to help people, so that's what I do. So, are you ready for the thyme? Am I saying that right? I hope so. Okay, the thyme. And it can be the dry one, right, that you use for cooking. I mean, and you can get it in the supermarket too, fresh or cut, and you can grow it easily. It needs a little warmth, but it's mostly, yeah, you can mostly leave it out in the winter and it will regrow. You just have to cut it down. And then in the spring, it mostly comes back. So I made the experience with that. If you want to seed thyme, then you can start in about April with it. Like depending on your climate, if you're in a cold area like me here in Canada, in Edmonton, then you want to start inside and a little later when the crops grow, you can put it outside. And the bigger the pot, the bigger it will grow with most plants. So, okay. So the thyme, I picked that one because it has many talents to help. It's good for bronchitis, colds, flus, headaches, pains, asthma, or cramps, stomach cramps, menstrual cramps, and if you have problems with having your period, okay, that's not for the guys, but if that helps too. So, and this is why you don't want to take thyme during pregnancy, right? Because it stimulates everything. So, I mean, I'm not talking about cooking. If you cook with thyme, that's fine. I'm just talking if you make a tea out of it, like, just the plain tea. So then if you're pregnant, you don't want to drink that. I mean, I'm not saying it will cause damage, but it's stimulating, so you don't want to do that. And a doctor will tell you the same. So, and the thyme has the essential oils that I talked about, the flavonoid, bitter ingredients, and it has also zinc. So if you have problems with zinc, like not enough, and I hope I'm saying that so not so wrong. I'm not gonna looking at my video later, I think. And so yeah, and it's you can drink it by itself if you have a cold, even the flu. You should take 1 or 2 teaspoons for a cup, and let it at least sit 10 or 15 minutes. It's important, but covered. And the dissolved water under the pot, don't toss it. Just drip it into the tea, because this is where the most ingredients are in, right? So you don't want to miss any of the good stuff. So, and what I do when I mix teas, I also look, let's say a person comes to me and says, I have stomach problems. So I talk to the person, and as most of you know, I do healings, and I get a little into the person and see what's bothering her or him. And I combine that with the herbs. So, first of all, the medical stuff, right? Like I take something that's antibacterial. I take something that takes away the sickness, and I put something in that takes away the inflammation. So I'm picking a few herbs, mostly up to 4 herbs. And but like I said, it depends on, but I like to mix them, and it increases, of course, the healing process. So, and I'm jumping around, I'm sorry about that. So yeah, and especially thyme, like, because a lot of people have headaches lately, right? And I know Anna does, and Trisha does too. So thyme is very good for headache, for migraines, because I have migraine. So if you take time with some other herbs, I let you know later on. I write you on Messenger. And it really helps, like lavender, thyme, and willow bark. But I'm getting to that later. This is really the best, and I have really bad migraine, so I will let you know. Yes, and I will let you know, and Trisha, you too. I live in Edmonton, Judith. Okay, so and then we have the spirit of the plant, right? So like if you want to burn incense or oils, it stimulates certain parts. Like the thyme, for example, it's good for your brow chakra, throat chakra, and for the navel chakra. Like, I don't know how many know that, but a lot of those healing plants work with the chakras. I wax. The spirit of the potato. Sorry. Oh, would you, the happy ram? Would you drink the whole tincture? I don't know who would do that. I knew a person once, I made her a cough syrup, which is medication. And can you imagine that person just chucked it down, bottoms up? I don't know who would do that. Yeah, it was tasty, but you're lucky it was tasty. Yeah, the happy ram. Yes. I made a cough syrup and she just chucked it down like no tomorrow. And I was just like, what? It's medicine. Bottoms up. No, you had your... Let's not get into that now. I mean, I gotta admit, most of the teas that you make with herbal herbs makes sense, right? I mean, with the healing herbs, I would like to tell you they're very delicious, but they're absolutely not. Depending on what it's in, you're like calling the doctor the next day because you rather take medication than the tea. I'm just being honest. Do I have a tonic for what, Michael? For your bottoms? No. Okay, the plant, the spirit plant. Like I said, the healing herbs are combined with chakras. You can use them to work with chakras if you use essential oils or if you burn them. And it, like thyme, also cleans your aura. It's very good for cleansing your aura. And it protects you from attacks. It's very cleansing, like spiritual attacks or certain connections. It will also help your self-esteem. Like, you know, if for example, you're in a discussion and you're too scared to make your point, the spirit of the thyme will help you with that. So it helps you to confront and not to run away. So it doesn't matter what it is in your life. What? Love potion? Michael. You should have it in you. Come on, you can do it. You don't need love potion number 9. Yeah, and as with every medication, right? If you want to make a tea, Douglas, well, you boil water, regular, and then whatever herb you use, you take about 1 to 2 teaspoons. I like to take a little more, but depending on what it is. So for thyme, you can get those little tea bags that you can fill yourself, and mostly 2. You know, that's like 1 or 2. And then You pour the water, not totally boiling anymore if it's fresh, if the herb is fresh. Yeah, then you let it sit for at least 10-15 minutes. If you have roots or bark, they need to sit at least 25 minutes. So, and with barks or roots, I recommend actually to put them in cold water overnight. And that's the best way not to kill it, like the ingredients in it. You can do that with the herbs too. But mostly I like to do that with roots and barks because, of course, unless you have a bad headache, right, and you need it right away, but at least 25 minutes they need to sit. And herbs, 10 to 15. So, yeah, and then just drink it with honey, I recommend, mostly with honey. If it has too much of the bitterness that I was talking about, put a shitload of honey in it, you know, that helps it, like really. That's why you eat chocolates. Well, you're not supposed to chew them, the herbs, you're not a cow. Yeah, so then since we have a little more time, yeah, where was I going? I'm so sorry, I'm a little gimped, that's my first solo. So, but if you start taking herbal medication, you still have to watch it, and that's what I do too. I ask questions, right? Do they have high blood pressure, low blood pressure? How is it with their thyroid? Do they have thyroid issues? Any allergies, like aspirin allergy, because that is, for example, in willow bark. That's where it's actually coming from. Hi, Edwin. Anton, make me a sandwich while you're here. Oh, Himalayan salt. That's a good idea. I like that too. Yeah, so this is important to know, right? What the person has for issues, because some of the herbs, like let's say you take something for your stomach, but it will increase your blood pressure as well, and you have that already, then it's not recommended to do that. So it's not just like nilly-willy, I make a tea, yoop-de-doo. You really got to be careful, and that's why I want to start with kitchen herbs that have all you need. So, and also, do you guys have time for one more? Or the patient for one more? Thank you. So, oh, and I forgot Thyme. You can also make the tea. If you have some skin irritation or a little cut, you can put that on there too. It's good, like, or a little pimple, you know. It's also good for skin cleansing. So, or if you make a tincture, but I explain that later, or I can explain that as well. Now, if you want to make a tincture, you take a mason jar, you fill it almost up to the top with herbs, with fresh herbs or dried herbs, and you fill it up to the top with really high percentage alcohol, and then you let it sit for at least 6 weeks, and then you can fill it in filter and fill it in little bottles, and then ready is your tincture. And from a tincture, oh, thank you, Milky Way. And yeah, from the tincture you only take a few drops, right? 5 drops, mostly in water, because it's highly concentrated. But actually, you know, going ahead of myself, that I wanted to save that for another time, how to prepare teas, tinctures, and salves. So, but that's just me. So maybe I should look into a herb to calm me down, right? So, okay, then we have oregano. So that's a good one too. So let me look up my translation because I'm lost in translation. Get it? So oregano is as well as good as thyme for the cold, for stomach issues, and it's also helps if you have problems having your period. It helps you to, to loosen it up a bit. It's also for pain, or if you feel sick, and and it's very good for lung diseases. Is your period awful? Well, then you should make a thyme oregano tea, Douglas. But only if you're not pregnant, what I told you. So, and the oregano has pretty much the same as thyme. So it has also the essential oil, the bitter stuff that I forgot what it was called, bitter suppressor. And okay, I failed. Tannin, Tannin. I can tell you in German. I know everything in German, but I don't think you want to hear that. So, and the spirit of that oregano, it's good for your heart chakra, and it gives you more strength. It's cleansing, and gives you more joy. If you burn it or use the essential oil, it will open your heart chakra, and therefore more joy, open, relaxed, right? What? Was that for me? Thyme doesn't seem to be a strong cooking. No, it's not. It's if you cook with herbs, right? Just a little bit will get into the sauce or whatever you cook. So and that's why you don't have to worry if you're pregnant or not, or if you have any other issues. They will just support it slightly. That's why you have to make a tea, or and it's not enough with 1 cup of tea. You need to drink at least 3 to 4 cups of tea a day, right? Because you have to remember, a herb is not like a pill. It will not kick in right away. You need to give it a little more time, right? So it will help and it will work. You just need more time because it's natural. And the only reason medication works much faster because they have all kind of, I gotta watch what I say, all kind of other chemical ingredients in there to speed it up. So and I'm also saying not to go ever to a doctor, right? There's certain things that a herb can't help you with. Like, it's just a fact, then we need the Western medicine. It's sad but true. So thyme is the old abortion tea. No, that was mugwort, actually. Mugwort. Like, yeah, combined with thyme maybe, but mostly mugwort. And I don't think I should have said that here. Oh well. But we were talking about the spirit of the oregano, to change the subject quick. Like I said, it will open your heart chakra if you communicate with the spirit of the oregano. I know it sounds funny, it sounds ridiculous, but it's true. And back in the medieval times, it was said that if you smudge it, you know, it protects you from the bad witch. So you might not want to burn the oregano when I'm around, because you know what I mean. So yeah, so that was it for the 2 herbs I wanted to present. For now, just to let that sink and see if this is interesting enough to continue for you. Thank you, sunshine. See you later. Yeah, I don't know. Douglas, you want to talk about that? I mean, is this because you took a shower with a wand, or is this more medical issue? Thank you. Yeah, herbs are, I mean, I love my herbs, and I will get into other herbs. I decided, like, if it's, I'm going at it again. Yeah, not only they taste good, but they're healthy, right? And you can do so much with it. So, like I said, a tea, 2 spoons at least, and let it sit for 10 minutes. I would even prefer 15, then you're really sure everything is out. That's for the plants, for roots and barks. At least 25 to 30 minutes, and preferably let them sit overnight in cold water. That will do the same job, just slowly. And yeah, and if you want to make a tincture, I mean, you can do it with the mix that you would like to do, right? Like if I do something for my migraine, I use thyme, I use my lavender, I use the willow bark, and yeah, fill the jar up, and the rest fill out with strong alcohol, like maybe vodka, but depending on what you get, it's not high enough. It needs to be really, really, really high concentrated alcohol. Not ethanol, and you don't go to the gas station, please, and fill up the mason jar either. I'm just saying, like, yeah, it needs to be high percentage. And then let it sit for 6 weeks at least in the dark. You can shake it between a little bit, you know. Yeah, you can also make oils for salves later, or if you just want to use them on your skin. I think I'm gonna show that at one point, because if you put them in oil and let them sit for a few weeks, you preferably want to use dried herbs, because if you use fresh herbs, the chances that they start molding in the oil after 2 weeks is pretty high. Happened to me, so I know what I'm talking about. So this you want to do with really, really dry herbs. But you can also fill up a jar with oil. Put the herbs in, fill up with oil, and sit the jar in hot water and let it sit there for at least an hour. And after that, you can let it sit another week. I mean, not in hot water, but another week on a sunny place. But make sure you shake the jar. And what else can we do? We can make salves. For this, we need the oil. Either you buy the oil ready, right? Like the essential oils, or you make your own, as I just told you. And so what? Who makes who? What you guys talking about? Yes, you can use coconut oil, Douglas. Yeah, if you make yourself, yeah, coconut oil. You can use coconut oil. Olive oil is very good. Vegetable oil really doesn't do anything, so I wouldn't use it. Jojoba oil, like all the good stuff, right? And I would like to tell you how much bee wax you put in there, but I can't. I just experiment. Like I have nothing written down how to measure it. I'm sure you can Google it somewhere. You take the oil and then you just put a minimum of bee wax in and let it dissolve in the hot oil, not boiling, just hot. And if you like, you can put to it as well shea butter, that makes the salve a little more smooth. And just for the kick of it, some essential oils like peppermint or vanilla, patchouli, whatever you like, whatever makes you happy. Thank you. So, and you can make a test, like once you put the bee wax in and it's dissolved, you take a bit with a spoon of the oil and put it on a plate, on a cold plate. If it hardens too fast, yeah, then I think I'm almost afraid that was too much. So, but I will look into that for another time. And I was planning also to make some tinctures with you together to show you. And I'll stop it. Okay, I think I tortured you enough here. Why? Patchouli. It's good. I like patchouli. I would drink that shit. No, but I would rather put shungite on my forehead. Do you have any questions? Maybe? You're welcome, Amanda. Oh, love you too, Edwin. Thank you. Wah, wah. I like patchouli. But what I don't like, I thought, right, since I like patchouli, I'm like, oh, I'm going to be so cool. I'm going to get my own plant. Right. So I got myself a patchouli plant. Beautiful white flowers. I ordered it special in from some gardener dude. And I was sitting in my living room at night. I had that little nice plant on the bench, like all proud. And I thought I'm going to boil the crap out of this plant to make my own oil. And I had this smell around me that smelled like cow pee almost. And I'm like, okay, so I closed the windows because there were farmers around me. I thought, okay, it's that time of the year again. So, yeah, until I realized it's my patchouli plant. So, just an advice, if you think you want to make your own patchouli oil, don't do it inside, really, no. Anxiety, lavender, rosemary, orange. Thank you, Lee. Thanks for coming. IOX, yeah, whiskey smell, sure. Burn it up, burn up. Yeah, lemon too, yeah. Because it's all very mood lifting, right? Lavender relaxes you, and the orange and the lemon, they will lift your mood a little. So it's like the double whammy. So anybody has a certain herb that they would like to talk about next week, maybe? Maybe, baby. Sage? Okay, sage it is. Sage, cinnamon. I write that down. chamomile. Okay, Mary. Yes, of course, Douglas. You can call me anytime. We needed to talk anyways, right? So, okay, I think that was enough torture for all. I try not to mumble so much next time and be a little more organized. I had it all nicely written down, but I so knew this is not gonna happen. So forget it. Yes, I will plan our wedding, Douglas. So, well, you beautiful people, well, thank you so very, very much for coming and supporting me. And, well, I think I see you around. Next time in German for Anton, yeah. Love you too, Judy. Yeah, and I speak it very hard too. Very, very German. Okay, you beautiful people. It was so good to see you all here. And I love you all very much. Thank you for coming and supporting.